The year is 624 CE. A pivotal moment in the history of Islam is about to unfold. The Arabian Peninsula, a land of vast deserts and ancient traditions, is on the brink of witnessing a confrontation that will shape the destiny of a new faith. The place, a desolate valley near the wells of Badr, southwest of Medina. This seemingly unremarkable location will soon become the stage for a dramatic and decisive battle. The arid landscape, with its sparse vegetation and relentless sun, offers little comfort to those who must fight here. Here, the fate of a nascent faith hung in the balance. The early Muslims, led by the Prophet Muhammad, were a small but determined group. Their journey had been fraught with challenges, from persecution in Mecca to the hardships of migration to Medina. Yet their resolve remained unbroken. The Battle of Badr was not just a clash of swords and shields, but a clash of ideologies. It was a confrontation between the old ways of the Quraysh, who sought to maintain their dominance, and the new message of Islam, which called for justice, equality, and the worship of one God. On one side stood the Prophet Muhammad and his followers, a small band of believers driven from their homes in Mecca. They had endured years of persecution and had left behind everything they knew for the promise of a better future in Medina. Their faith was their guiding light, and their leader, the Prophet, was their beacon of hope. They faced a powerful enemy in the Quraysh, the rulers of Mecca, who sought to crush this new faith before it could take root. The Quraysh were well equipped and vastly outnumbered the Muslims. They were determined to extinguish the flame of Islam before it could spread. The stakes were high, and the outcome of this battle would have far-reaching consequences. The future of Islam hung precariously on the outcome of this battle. The Muslims, outnumbered and outmatched, were keenly aware of the odds stacked against them, yet they were not deterred. Their faith in God and the righteousness of their cause gave them the strength to face the seemingly insurmountable challenge ahead. The Muslims, outnumbered and outmatched, were keenly aware of the odds stacked against them. They knew that their survival depended not just on their physical strength, but on their unwavering belief in their mission. Yet they were driven by an unshakable faith in God and the righteousness of their cause. They believed that their struggle was not just for their own survival, but for the survival of a message that had the power to transform the world. Their prayers echoed through the desert, a testament to their unwavering devotion. This was not just a battle for survival, it was a battle for the very soul of Islam. The early Muslims knew that their victory or defeat would determine the future of their faith. They were fighting not just for themselves, but for generations to come. The stakes could not have been higher. The outcome of this encounter would determine the course of history for centuries to come. The Battle of Badr was more than just a military engagement. It was a turning point in the history of Islam. The strategies employed, the bravery displayed, and the ultimate result would be remembered and recounted for generations. The desert wind howled around them, carrying with it the weight of expectation and the scent of impending conflict. The very elements seemed to be aware of the significance of the moment. The howling wind was a reminder of the harshness of the environment and the challenges that lay ahead. The very air seemed to crackle with tension. Every breath taken by the warriors was filled with anticipation. The silence before the storm was almost deafening as both sides prepared for the inevitable clash. The tension was palpable and the atmosphere was charged with the energy of impending conflict. For the believers, the approaching battle was not a cause for despair, but a test of their faith. They saw it as an opportunity to prove their devotion and to demonstrate their commitment to the cause of Islam. Their hearts were filled with a mixture of fear and hope, but their faith remained steadfast. They knew that the ultimate victory belonged to God, and they placed their trust in His divine wisdom. They believed that whatever the outcome, it was part of a greater plan. Their faith gave them the courage to face the unknown and to stand firm in the face of adversity. The Battle of Badr was not just a test of their physical strength, but a testament to their unwavering faith. And the Battle of Badr is often cited as a testament to the power of faith, a pivotal moment in Islamic history that showcased the resilience and determination of the early Muslim community. It was not just a battle fought with swords and shields, but a battle fought with the heart and soul, emphasizing the importance of self-reliance and unwavering belief. The Muslims, facing a numerically superior enemy, could have easily succumbed to fear and despair. The odds were heavily stacked against them, with the Quraysh army outnumbering them 3-1. Instead, they drew strength from their unwavering belief in God's promise. They found solace and courage in their faith, knowing that their cause was just and righteous. They understood that while faith was essential, it was not enough to simply pray for victory. They had to combine their spiritual strength with physical effort and strategic planning. They had to be willing to fight for it. The Prophet Muhammad, a beacon of composure and resolve, reminded his followers that God helps those who help themselves. His leadership was instrumental in instilling a sense of purpose and determination among the Muslim warriors. Their trust in God was not passive resignation. It was an active force that fueled their courage and determination. They believed that their efforts, combined with divine support, would lead them to victory. They would fight with every ounce of their strength, knowing that God was on their side. This belief transformed their fear into bravery and their uncertainty into resolve. This spirit of self-reliance was evident in the meticulous planning and strategic thinking that went into the Muslim war preparations. They left no stone unturned in their quest for victory. The Prophet consulted with his companions, analyzing the terrain and formulating a battle plan. He valued their input and ensured that every decision was made with careful consideration. He understood the importance of strategy and preparation in warfare. His approach was not just about physical combat, but also about outsmarting the enemy and using the environment to their advantage. This combination of faith and action, of trust in God and reliance on their own abilities, would prove decisive in the battle to come. The Battle of Badr remains a powerful example of how faith, when coupled with determination and strategic planning, can overcome even the most daunting challenges. The Battle of Badr was not just a clash between two armies. It was a conflict that cut to the very heart of families, testing the limits of loyalty and the bonds of kinship. This battle, fought in the second year of the Islamic calendar, was a pivotal moment in the early history of Islam. It was a confrontation that pitted the nascent Muslim community of Medina against the powerful Quraysh tribe of Mecca. The stakes were incredibly high, not just for the survival of the Muslim community, but for the future of the Arabian Peninsula itself. On that fateful day, brothers found themselves on opposing sides, their love for each other overshadowed by the chasm of their beliefs. The battlefield was not just a place of physical combat, but also a ground where emotional and spiritual battles were fought. Families were torn apart, with fathers, sons, and brothers facing each other in a deadly confrontation. The emotional toll was immense, as the bonds of blood were tested against the bonds of faith. The story of Abu Ubaidah, a companion of the Prophet, illustrates this poignant reality. Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah was one of the 10 companions promised paradise by the Prophet Muhammad. He was known for his unwavering faith and his exceptional bravery. His story is a testament to the difficult choices that many early Muslims had to make. During the heat of battle, Abu Ubaidah found himself facing his own father, who was fighting on the side of the Quraysh. This was not just a battle between two armies. It was a battle within the soul of Abu Ubaidah. The sight of his father on the opposing side must have been heart-wrenching. Yet the principles of his faith demanded that he stand firm. The internal conflict he faced was as intense as the physical battle raging around him. Torn between his love for his father and his devotion to Islam, Abu Ubaidah ultimately chose his faith. This choice was not made lightly. It was a decision that required immense courage and conviction. The teachings of Islam emphasized the importance of faith and loyalty to God above all else. For Abu Ubaidah, this meant that his allegiance to Islam had to take precedence over his familial ties. He fought with the conviction of a man who had made the ultimate sacrifice, knowing that his decision could mean taking the life of his own blood. The emotional and psychological burden of such a choice is hard to fathom, yet Abu Ubaidah's story is not unique. Many early Muslims faced similar dilemmas where their commitment to their faith was tested in the most extreme circumstances. Their stories are a testament to the transformative power of belief. This heart-wrenching story underscores the profound impact of Islam on Arab society. The advent of Islam brought about a seismic shift in the social and cultural landscape of the Arabian Peninsula. It challenged the existing norms and values, calling for a new way of life based on the principles of justice, equality, and monotheism. The old tribal loyalties were replaced by a new sense of community and brotherhood among the believers. The new faith challenged the existing tribal structures and loyalties, demanding a higher allegiance to God and His message. This was a radical departure from the traditional tribal system, where loyalty to one's tribe was paramount. Islam introduced the concept of a universal brotherhood, where the bond of faith transcended all other ties. This new paradigm was not easily accepted by everyone, leading to conflicts and confrontations, as exemplified by the Battle of Badr. It was a testament to the power of belief that men were willing to set aside even the most fundamental of bonds for the sake of their faith. The sacrifices made by the early Muslims were immense. They gave up their homes, their families, and in many cases, their lives for the sake of their belief in the message of Islam. Their unwavering commitment laid the foundation for the spread of Islam and its establishment as a major world religion. The Battle of Badr in many ways marked the beginning of a new era where faith transcended the traditional boundaries of tribe and kinship. It was a turning point that signaled the rise of a new social order based on the principles of Islam. The legacy of this battle is a reminder of the enduring power of faith and the profound impact it can have on individuals and societies. The story of Badr is not just a historical event, it is a timeless lesson in the power of belief and the sacrifices it demands.